Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. And another heavyweight news and notes mashup video today, starting with Tyson Fury, Dillian White, April 23rd. So we have the officials confirmed by the British Boxing Board of Control. So see here on screen, so Chris McKenna reporting, Mark Lyson has been appointed referee for Tyson Fury vs Dillian White on April 23. No UK judges as requested. So Mark Lyson, he's a good referee, and Frank Warren had, in particular after the Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall fight, said, look, that result and what happened, that's part of the reason I want some neutral referees. We don't want anything spoiling this fight. And obviously, even getting neutral referees doesn't sort of guarantee that you're going to get a different result, or one that's not a funny result, should I say, in terms of the scoring. It can be across the board. But the referees, sort of judges, I should say, Guido Cavalieri from Italy, Robert Tapper from Canada, and Juan Carlos Pelayo of Mexico. So those are the three ringside judges. Mark Lyson, the A-star referee appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control. So it will be interesting to see how Lyson controls things on the night, because I think he might be busy. This could be a bit rough, tough, and rugged, as they say. So moving on, so the promoter for Oleksandr Uysk, Alexander Krasyuk, says that of Anthony Joshua and Oleksandr Uysk 2, the rematch, that within the next 2 weeks, we expect to finalize details. This location is under discussion at the moment. Late June is also the timing we are considering now. So good to hear that the wheels are turning and that we're going to get this fight. I did say in a recent video, I thought early June seemed a little bit overly optimistic, and probably late June at the earliest, remembering it's already April and Anthony Joshua will need a couple of months of training camp, as to for Oleksandr Uysk. We do know Joshua has those notoriously long training camps. He's already been in camp mode for a couple of months anyway, grinding away. Oleksandr Uysk has been somewhat tied up with the conflict in Ukraine. So he's out of there now, into training, so it'll be interesting to see when they make this for. So late June looks like what they're targeting at the moment, but don't be surprised if it does sort of bleed into July. Kubrat Pulev's opponent for his May 14th fight on Triller has been confirmed now as Jerry Forrest, and this post here is from Puliv Sport, which is part of Kubrat Pulev's team. So it had sort of turned up on BoxRec that Forrest was the opponent, replacing Andrei Fedosov. No official announcement by Triller, and then Puliv Sport announced this a day or so ago, and there's been stories circulating ever since. And I don't mind that fight, and it's not for the first time that Jerry Forrest is actually sort of saving a main event. Remembering Michael Hunter was going to be facing Mark DeMori last year, and the New York State Athletic Commission said, nah, we're not having it. No, he is not going to be sanctioned as your opponent. So in steps Jerry Forrest, who was going to already be on that undercard. And Forrest, as we know, pushed Michael Hunter, arguably won the fight, but only got a draw. So Forrest, somewhere about 25 in the world there or thereabouts, maybe a little higher. I mean, he's got an opportunity to put on a performance and sort of cement himself as a heavyweight who is on the rise. Obviously, a couple of draws in the past year or so. Zhang Jilei, a draw there, and also with Michael Hunter. So if he can put in a good performance, beat Kubrat Pulev, it's going to be a springboard to something big for Forrest. Whereas for Kubrat Pulev, for him, it's a case of basically reasserting to the heavyweight division, I'm still here, I might be an older fighter, but if he goes in there and beats Forrest and beats him handily enough, it will sort of cement him as still a guy who's maybe somewhere in the top 10 to top 20 in the heavyweight division. I think he is on the decline, obviously over 40 at this point, but he's made no sort of signal that he wants to hang it up at this point, and this is a real heat check for Kubrat Pulev, this fight. Ivan Dychko is set to face Daniel Martz, and this will be later this month, April the 16th. And you can see here on screen it has been confirmed. It's going to be in a place in Murfreesboro in the United States, somewhere near Nashville. So Ivan Dychko, the two-time Olympic bronze medalist, really has had a disappointing pro career to date. He's been pro for just over 5 years and just the 11 fights on the ledger. Disappointing stuff from a guy 6'9", who can box, does have talent, little bit of power, and really he hasn't made too many waves. Coming off a performance against Oleksandr Uysk, where he iced him in a round, ended in very strange circumstances. Buckled Uysk with a jab to the body, and then moments later the fight was over. It was very, very fishy and suspicious. But Daniel Martz and Ivan Dychko confirmed for April the 16th. I'll be watching. How about you? Someone else who's also returning soon is Lenier Pero, who's coming off a win over Giovanni Brujon. That was on New Year's Day on the Martin Ortiz undercard. He got a good win there. He's set to return the 7th of May. Not sure which card this is going to be on. It's not one that's on Showtime, and didn't see any events for PBC on Fox for that date. Not to say that it won't be announced. Obviously still a month or so until that would be held. Perhaps this is going to be off TV on a different card. But yeah, Pero, very good win last time out, and he's a guy on the rise. So looking forward to seeing Pero return. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.